All right. All right, man. We got something here for you guys tonight. We got something for you guys tonight. 200 billion. 200 billion. 200 billion is a lot of money. A lot of money. Especially 200 billion to lose. Who loses 200 billion dollars? Well, if you my man Elon Musk, hey, that's just ain't nothing. I can lose 200 billion dollars and still be the man. We're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to see if 200 billion dollars, does that change our mind about Tesla? Does that change our mind about Elon Musk? Is he still the genius, billionaire, multi-billionaire that we all think he is? I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to bring somebody else in to help me out with this one. I'm going to bring somebody else in to help me out with this one. You're going to enjoy this guy. This guy is well, you know what? I'm going to let him explain it to himself. Daryl,
Yes.
D,
Yes.
how
D
you
man.
doing? How are you doing?
Good. Good today. It's a new year.
Okay, so Daryl, we having a little problem hearing you. Can you move forward just a little bit to your mic? Perfect. That's perfect. So, tell me a little bit about yourself, Daryl. You know, you've been on the show before, right?
Yes, multiple times.
Multiple times. What was your first show?
My first show was the corner class of Tampa.
Right, you did do a corner class. You did do a corner class, right?
Yes, and we also have a varies amount of shows. It's just I
But you
can't.
did a bunch of corner classes, right?
Right.
So, Daryl, you are an aspiring businessman and influencer, and you want to get into the music game. Is that right?
Correct.
Now, D-Matic. Tell me a little bit about that name.
Well, it stands for me being independent, and D stands for my first name, of course, and then Matic just something on the end to where let you know that it's just me.
So, you want us to call you Matic, D, or D-Matic?
Either one works, but I prefer D.
D, Mr. D. Hmm. So I know you have the little honeys. Yeah. D, call me D. That's what you're doing, Daryl?
No sir, no sir. Gotta focus.
Mm. Okay, I hear you. Do you know what $1 billion? Now, most people aspire to be millionaires, you know, but most people it's not like this dude here. This is Elon Musk. You've heard of him before, right?
Yes, guy who created Tesla.
That's right. That's right. You've been in the Tesla many times.
Drove it.
You drove it.
Yes.
You driving a Tesla?
I don't mean to brag, but yes.
Oh, what do you think about Tesla?
So far as electric is good. So far as the acceleration is instant. Love the speed to it, but uh, I don't know. I'm more like a gas guy, but Tesla is it gives it a good fight when it comes
Now,
to gas cars.
well, they're faster than most gas cars, right?
Yes, but not all.
Not all.
Not all.
What gas cars can beat it?
Porsche 911. Also, what else? I think it was a Bugatti, but I'm not sure.
A Bugatti is a $5 million car.
with jet engines.
So you, of course, a Bugatti is going to beat this. But a Bugatti is going to beat just about anything on the market.
Well, that means his car is not the fastest.
It's not supposed to be. You can compare a $200,000 car to a $5 million car. That is that a fair comparison?
No, but to me, a car is a car. Long as
Car is a
it gets
car.
you, yes. Long as it gets you from point A to point B, car is a car.
So Mr. Musk, you know him. He's the famous inventor, founder of Tesla. Was very instrumental in putting out several different models of the Tesla. He was was the richest man in the world, and recently, this dude has lost the first person to lose $200 billion of his net worth. That's a lot of money, man.
Very much. That's enough to buy a whole bank.
Oh, that's more than enough to buy a bank. You know,
Yeah,
most banks
more
don't
than
have.
enough. Multiple properties, actually.
Yeah, a bank's asset is, you have some hedge funds that don't have 200 billion, and he lost that, and he still. We're gonna find out right now. We're gonna steal if he still have any money left. But he is the Elon Musk is the he's the man. He's the man. Look, anytime that does he look worried in that? Looks kind of a little worried. But anytime somebody can get in there and lose $200 billion in a year,
Yeah.
we got to investigate that, man. We got to investigate that.
And still the richest?
Well, we're gonna find out that he's the second richest. So I'm gonna go ahead and you know if a person has $1 billion, if someone strive to make $1 billion list, in the black and brown community, we only have a handful of billionaires. You have the ones we know about, like Oprah, Jay-Z, and Beyonce. I think Jay-Z is a billionaire on his own. Beyonce is right behind him, and together their net worth is multi-billions. I don't know if Kanye West is still a billionaire because old boy be acting crazy.
Yeah.
But you're a Kanye West fan, right?
Oh no, oh no. Don't get me wrong. Some of his songs I like, but like I wouldn't suggest I wouldn't like put me in that category as a fan. Like,
Oh, you're not?
no.
Is it his music is a little bit too old? You young kids, you like something, you know, faster or different or what?
Nah. I mean, I wasn't like, nah, it'll be different if I grew up listening to Kanye, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I grew up listening to like Jeezy, Lil Boosie, mainly streaming artists still to this day.
So those are kind of like indie rappers, right?
Hmm?
Those artists. So I haven't heard. I don't know those names. I'm old. I'm old, man. I'm old school. I don't know
What?
those names. Who are they?
You're from Louisiana. You don't know who Lil Boosie is.
No.
Oh man. Oh man. Well, you're lost. You're lost, man. You're lost. You gotta get in tune with the culture.
So what I mean, what was his number one song?
Okay, his number one song,
Or his most popular song? Let's say that.
Set It Off. And then
Set it off like
also,
the left, y'all. Set it off like
no,
the
no, no,
right.
no, 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 no.
What that's not
No,
it?
no, 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 not that one. No. His also his song Show the World. I know you heard that one. Show the World.
Now you're making me feel old.
Oh,
Show
what?
the world.
You never heard the song We Gon' Show The world.
No, I have
Ah.
not. No, no, I haven't. I haven't heard. Yeah, I hate to say it, but no. Mm-mm. So he's one of the ones that you've idolized growing up, or he's your favorite artist
Yes, yes, very much so.
to this day.
Till this day, yes. Till this day, yes. Especially the new song he came out with that was dedicated to the Migos. I think it was like Rocket Man or something.
Mm, mm. No, I do know that group. I'm like Elon Musk. I'm in that second generation where you have that second tier of music that you like. You're trying to make money. You're trying to get up to that $1 billion status. Like I said, there's only a few in the black and brown group that we know of that are billionaires. Now, of course, there are a couple of them in Africa, in other places in the world that we're going to do profiles on. But in the States, commonly known names, the Oprahs, the Michael Jordans, Jay Z's, and so on. Robert Smith, he's a businessman, and so on. They're combined. Every black billionaire is nowhere near 100 billion. Nowhere near. I don't think they're even near 60 billion. If you took every black billionaire, everything they own, put it all in one room, in one area, Elon Musk was to come and say, "Hey, I'm not sure I can live off of that. That's not enough. $200 billion and you still work. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do this because you don't believe me. Let's play the receipt. Let's go. Let's do the receipts. Let's see what she has to say about this, brother."
It was a year of many ups and downs for Elon Musk. Apart from being the Tesla chief and the Twitter CEO, the man has been in the news throughout 2022, and now he's become the first person in history to lose $200 billion. When Elon Musk entered 2022, he was the world's richest man with $340 billion, and he held that title for consecutive months for over a year. But as 2022 comes to an end, Tesla shares saw a sharp decline, and this meant Musk's personal wealth plummeted to $137 billion.
$137 billion. Now, how is he going to survive off of just $137 billion?
There's a lot you can do with that money.
$137 billion. You think he's sweating that, brother?
No, not at all. Not even close. Did you see him when he entered the car?
Let's see
Very
what he said.
calmly, like just like no care in the world.
Let's continue on.
He's been overtaken by Bernard Arnault, co-founder of Louis Vuitton. In late October, when Musk decided to acquire Twitter for a whopping $44 billion, it raised many doubts because to help pay for this deal, he sold a significant stake in Tesla. Then it was like a domino effect. Many experts at Tesla have accused Musk of being distracted with Twitter. His tenure as a social media platform has been marked with chaos. He's shown intentions to revamp everything from scratch, but in
Being distracted from Twitter. Come on now, look. Look. He just bought Twitter for $44 billion. What they expect him to do? You expect him to buy Twitter and not be distracted by Twitter? You just spent $44 billion on something. That's
Exactly.
crazy.
Also, you got to think about it. He still has other companies that's still up and running to this day. SpaceX. I know it's a couple of them out
Yeah.
there.
Well, SpaceX, he's doing a lot of things with SpaceX. and he has the Boring Company, he has SpaceX, he has of course Tesla, Twitter. He has a solar company, solar. I think it's Solar City that he is doing a lot of things with, and so he is quite a busy guy, quite a busy. Of course, he has staff, but really it's Tesla that is the public. That's his only public company. But still, I'm sorry, and Twitter, of course. But still, the to say that someone spends $44 billion on something, and now they're his haters are out there that, oh, you spending a lot of time on this one company, and you spend $44 billion, and you're not supposed to be spending. No, no, no.
You
I'm
expect
gonna
him to
spend
do.
$44 billion on a company. I'm gonna want to know what's going on with that company. I'm gonna want to know how to fix it. How to fix it. What's wrong with it? I'm fixing the company. That's what's wrong with it. Here we go.
In that process, he's implemented and often reversed a host of new policies. Tesla's shares fell 11.4% in a day. It was the lowest in more than 2 years. A Reuters report soon followed, claiming that the company was planning to run on reduced production at its Shanghai plant. Another analysis showed that prices of used Tesla cars were falling faster than those of other car makers. But amid this rocky financial period, the chief asked employees not to worry. Elon Musk has previously blamed Federal Reserve for the fiscal struggles. He has accused the body of raising interest rates at the fastest pace in decades. But these rates are not expected to change in the coming weeks or months. However, the pressure on Elon Musk in rising is rising. Experts say there is a high possibility that Musk may be asked to step down.
Now he's already kind of stepped down from Twitter. He did that famous Twitter poll where he did a survey on Twitter and say, "Hey, listen, should I step down as CEO?" You know what they did? You know what they did, Daryl?
Mm-mm.
They came back and said, "Yeah, yeah, you should."
That's
you
because they
should
wanted him to.
you should step down as Twitter CEO. And so he's a man of his word. What he's going to do is he's going to find someone that is able to step in as the CEO role for Twitter, and then he is going to at that point relinquish his role at Twitter and to focus on his other businesses. But imagine you're going to fire yourself. Now, you're going to fire yourself. You're going to put out a poll to the people. Say, hey, listen, do you want me to stay or do you want me to go? You fire yourself. He steps down and he's going to do it. He's going to step down.
Yeah, I don't nah. I don't that makes no sense for you buying the company. If you was just gonna step down, you should just let the original owner have it.
Well, I guess he thought that Twitter would be part of an overall scheme. It would be allow him to, maybe use it as a marketing. Maybe he can turn it around. A lot of people said that Tesla was dead back when Tesla was starting out in its infancy. Tesla was not a profitable company. It wasn't. It was expensive. The technology hasn't caught up to where it needs to be to keep the cost down. And so Tesla was rocky. Tesla was very rocky. It's famously in one of his books. They said that Tesla was on the verge of bankruptcy many times. He only had, he's went through all of his cash. He only had, maybe one payroll, maybe a payroll and a half that he could make. He was staying at his wife's mom's and dad's house in the basement. He was staying in the basement of his wife's mother and father with his wife and some kids in the basement because he couldn't afford at that time to have his own place and make payroll and have be liquid enough to keep Tesla going. And so he went to some investors, getting some more money, asking for some more money, another round of investing. And basically he wasn't sure if he was going to get it. He wasn't sure. And they decided to give him his working capital. And from that working capital, that's how we have Tesla now, because they were, I tell you, Tesla wasn't profitable. It takes a while for a company to turn around and be a Tesla. But now, that his bet played off, and he was the richest man in the world by hundreds of billions of dollars. So after losing $200 billion this last year, he lost it in a year, little over a year, losing that much money, a little over a year, and then coming back and still being the second richest person in the world. That's the man. That is the man.
As the CEO at Tesla, he is already facing a lawsuit over his alleged failure to focus on Tesla due to his other ventures.
Look at that. Oh boy, got no worries. No worries.
I mean, I wouldn't have no worries either if I was down to that point to where I was filing for bankruptcy, living in the basement. I wouldn't have no worries, because I feel like there's nothing, you know, there's nothing can really get worse. It's not like he hasn't been in like a messed up situation. That was one of the messed up situations. So him losing 200 billion and not being broke, I feel like I feel like he's more grateful now.
That's something to think about, because he's already been there.
Right.
So if a person has money, and he struggled and made his own money went from nothing to something, and he's on, now we're not saying that Elon is anywhere near broke,
Right.
Because again, he's still the second richest person in the world. That's a fact. And so to say that he's broke would be a kind of an overstatement, I should say. He is behind the Louis Vuitton conglomerate, and so that's the guy is the richest person in the world. But he's number two. He's going in there, and he still have a sizable amount of stock, Tesla stock. He sold a bunch of it to buy Twitter, but he still have a sizable amount of Tesla stock. SpaceX, as you mentioned, that's not even a public company yet. The Boring Company, that's not, that's private. Twitter may turn around. I think it's all part of the plan. I think that he's going to say, hey, listen, I'm looking at the 10-year plan, 5-10-year plan, where, in the short term, I may lose some money, but in the long term, if this stuff hits,
he can make it all back.
He can make it all back. He can make it
and
all
probably
back.
more on top of that.
You would think, because what he owns the majority of share in Twitter. A lot of people still use Twitter. Twitter is not dead. When Twitter first came out, I thought it would be dead. I thought it was one of those, Snapchats type of, companies, or all those other companies that is not, they started off with a bang, and then they kind of, if not dead, they're kind of not making a splash anymore. And then but Twitter just kept kind of going. You know, it was one of the ones where people started using it in the media. Then you start having celebrities use it. Um, Politicians were using it to promote and put out information on their policies, and before you know it, Twitter kind of started taking off. And I don't think that I don't know. I still don't get Twitter, but Twitter is what people use. It's de facto communication, and Elon Musk looked at it and paid 44 billion for it, and it got to mean something. Do you have a Twitter account?
Not that I know of. I don't know. I don't too much be on social media. I
Oh, you
do, but
don't?
not all the time. Like you'll see me on there, then next thing you know, you won't see me on there.
But so, what do you use primarily for your communication? To communicate to your fans and to other people.
I mean, of course, yes, my social media platform, yes, I do use that, but uh, I don't too much be on it. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like they know who I am. My fans know me, but it's just I'm not the social media type of guy.
Hmm. Okay, so your main platform, I would imagine, is Instagram. How would
Yes.
somebody get will follow you?
Yes, you can go on Instagram. You can follow me on yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. I have a Snapchat. You can add me on
Mm-hmm.
Snapchat. I have I do have a Facebook. You can add me on Facebook. And that's pretty much it. That's the only three platforms I do. Yeah, I do have.
Mm-hmm. And so Facebook is probably the main one that you use.
Yes. Well, it's mainly Instagram, but Facebook is the probably like right after that. It's right behind it.
That's awesome. So with Twitter, you ever thought about getting something on Twitter?
Yes, I have. But I feel like it's no reason. Nobody really
So
be
in
using it.
your age group, is anyone using Twitter in your age group, or is that more
Some
like
some
a different type of platform is used?
now what I can say is majority of the people I do see is on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But so far as like Snapchat is and Instagram, well, no, Snapchat and Facebook. Facebook, they rarely be on there. Rarely. Like it's out of one or two that actually be on there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
So
Snapchat is still what the younger generations are using.
yes.
Hmm. People even people that's in the media. What about TikTok? Is that a platform that's being
Yes.
used?
TikTok too. TikTok. Well, that's the main one right now. They're actually trying to ban TikTok. I don't know the reasons behind it, but yes, that's the number one platform.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. All right. So, and with Elon Musk buying Twitter, let's put him back up here. Let's put the man back up here. When he's buying Twitter, was that, in your opinion, was that a good move? Now that you know that he's having so much trouble with Twitter and with Tesla.
Well, it depends what he's going to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going to be able to triple the money that he's lost, go for it. But if it's something to where it's just going to be a waste, don't even waste. Like there's plenty of other things you can invest in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if it's profitable, he should go for it. If it's not, throw it out.
Okay. Okay. So he spent $44 billion. He lost 200 billion. A lot of stuff is beyond his control. You know, you had the slowdown in production in China, the outbreak of COVID there. You know, he had to move some things around. It's reported that he gave discounts up to $7,000 last year so that he can clear out some of the stock. This lady said that he not only lost the 200 billion, but then his stock in Tesla, the Tesla stock is going, you know, is almost crashing. I'm not gonna say it's crashing. But you know, I have Tesla stock, and it's lost a lot of its value over the last year. I say that to say this. My man Elon, do you think that he's in 2023 is, in your opinion, from, you know, kind of the younger set? Because you guys follow Elon, right? He's still cool.
I would say more like the gearheads follow Elon. But like other than that, I don't think the younger generation is following him.
Okay, that's interesting. But you would if you had a Tesla and you had another car that's similarly priced. We're not talking about Bugattis and all this other stuff. You have a Tesla, $50,000 car, and you had a BMW. Okay,
Right.
electric BMW $50,000 car, Tesla $50,000 car. We've talked before off camera, and basically they're roughly around the same price. Here's my question to you. Which one would you buy?
That's a hard decision because I love BMWs. I love BMWs. That's a hard decision. I love BMWs, and
You
I
gotta
had
pick one.
BMW
You
before
gotta pick
Tesla
one.
came out.
Say
So
again?
I said, I don't know. That's a hard decision. I had a BMW before Tesla came out. So, but the speed and the acceleration definitely goes to Tesla. I haven't driven the electric BMW, but I will.
I didn't ask you for the speed and acceleration. I'm not letting you off the hook. I'm not letting you off the hook, man. I am not letting you. Oh, the speed.
I mean, if okay,
You
the
going out for
BMW.
politics? You going out for politics? Hey, you guys in the chat, let me know which one. Let's put it to the chat. Which one would you want? You have $50,000. Let's say 60. Okay, let's say you have $60,000, which is a Model S. Okay, $65,000, you can buy a Model S, and you can buy a comparable BMW, either electric or a gas engine car. All right, you have that $65,000. Boom, here it is. You can buy whatever you want. You got 5 days to make a decision. You can't drag it out. You got to spend this money. 5 days. Make a decision. What's it going to be? What?
It's hard. It's hard. Like, it's hard because BMW just came out with an electric BMW.
Mm.
It's hard because Tesla is electric too, but I don't know whether I don't know, but I would actually stick to
What's my
Tesla.
timer?
I would stick to Tesla.
You
I would stay
waffling.
with Tesla. I'm gonna stay with Tesla because BMW, it was a gas car at first. I don't know how it would turn out being electric. So I would, hands down.
You're sticking with my man Elon.
Elon, all the way.
All right, there we have it. It took a while. It took forever to say one or the other. My God.
Hey,
But
I'm a BMW guy. I love BMWs. That was hard for me.
so why did you pick Tesla?
Okay, now reason why I picked Tesla. Now I actually driven one. I love the features and stuff like that. It's cool. It's cool. But I feel like so far as charge wise, like charging the Tesla, I feel like it'll be cheaper. If that makes sense. I feel like it'll be cheaper than if I go to charge a BMW. Now I'm not down in them. I never driven it, but I don't know. One for Tesla. One for Tesla. I'm sticking with Tesla.
I'm a Tesla man. I'm a Tesla man. You know, I did look at that. What was it? It was a BMW M4i or something like that, right?
I think it was like 430i or something.
Yeah, maybe it's that. Maybe it's the 430i. That is a sharp car. That is
Right.
a sharp car. Now, if you want to go in the 200,000 range, which is unfair to compare because our test case was 650,000, but if you want to go into $200,000, you know, they have that Mercedes luxury, you know, hybrid. Actually, it's not a hybrid; it's a full electric car that's coming out. That thing is beautiful. That thing is beautiful.
Are you talking about the Avatar, the Avatar theme car?
I'm not sure what the name of it is. Let's see if I can look this thing up.
I know they just came out with the new one that goes with the Avatar movie. The new Avatar movie.
Let me see if I can find it here. See if I can find it. But this one I don't think is all the way out yet. I think it was a model car when I saw it. They have the SUV, but I'm not talking about the SUV. This is the it was over 200,000. Let me pull this up. And take a look at this, but the vehicle, let me add this to the screen. Okay, so they have a couple of them. These are SUVs, but I don't think that these are electric, even though I said electric cars.
Mm-mm.
Fully electric cars, Mercedes. Okay, here's your charging. This is not the one. This might be it right here. Let's go down to models. This is the 4MATIC. Let's see, all-wheel electrical drive, range, miles, turn. And this one is the, now, let's learn more. Which one you like better, the 580 or the 450?
I would say the 580.
I think I like the 450 a little bit better. Let's take a look at this. 125. So this is not the one that I was. Let's see what the price is. I think the other one was over 200,000. Maybe it was. So this is what they currently have. You can customize it. It's not giving me a whole bunch of interior photos. I wanted some. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Let me. Can you see that?
Yes, that looks like a spaceship.
Now that the one I saw was a little bit more of this panel here, kind of wrapped all the way around. So I'm thinking it is a concept car, but here the screen went all the way around and to the doors. This whole area was like the screen. And now this particular one is nice. It is nice. I'm gonna give it a clap there. But to be honest, Daryl, to be honest, D-Matic, I'm not 100% sure I would buy this one over a Tesla.
Yeah, me neither.
You know, it's nice. I mean, I'm not, but I'm not sure I would. I'm not sure. I don't think I would.
I wouldn't. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not trying to bash Mercedes, but that right there, no, that's not my stilo. Like, no.
Now, interior wise, it is, it does have a better interior than the the model the Model S. I'm going to pull up a Model S here, and you can see and can compare it. You can kind of see it is a. Let me pull up the Model S. So you keep in mind this is what $150,000 basically will buy you. Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna pull up the Model S, and this is the current Model S. So you can see that this particular, when you compare the two like that, you can see that this one does not compare stylistically, design wise to the Mercedes, right?
Right.
Is that kind of a fair statement?
Yeah, most definitely.
But this one would absolutely absolutely smoke that Mercedes. It would smoke it. It would smoke it. You can get this one, with 1,000 horsepower, 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. And here's one thing about Elon's cars. One thing about so you get other car manufacturers, they get there and they say, yeah, the car do this and the car do that, and you know that is under optimal condition. Optimal condition. I mean, the road is right, the sun is in the right place, and you have 100-pound people sitting in a seat, and I mean, they tweak it out. With the Tesla, that's a regular car. That is I mean, you pull that bad boy right off the lot. I mean, right from the manufacturer door. Get in it, go to the track. That bad boy is gonna do it. It's gonna do it. Elon, a lot of people say, for better or worse, he he's kind of eclectic, and that's super smart people, that's what they are. They kind of walk to their own drum. I mean, the thing that the stuff that we worry about, us normal people, they don't even. It's it's too much for them.
Yeah.
It's, they just above. And but one thing that he does, he says he's going to produce a car that's sub whatever.
He
He's
does it.
going to produce a car that will do exactly that or better, because we all know We all know those Teslas can go faster. We know that. If we figure out a way to, if someone figures out a way to hack that Tesla and take that limiting chip from that Tesla, that thing probably go. You think those Teslas be flying now? If someone figure out a way to take that chip off of there and remove those limitations that is imposed by probably Tesla, man, that thing will fly. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. That car will absolutely haul. That's one thing you got to do. Performance. I think he said in one famous quote, one famous interview, that Tesla do not make slow cars. They don't do it.
That's probably why they put a chip in it.
You already had people, in doing. People was going to sleep in the car. They have full self-driving that's going to be coming up this year probably, or next year. I mean, they're getting real close to full self-driving. And
I don't even see how they can do that. Like, just to let the car drive on its own.
And I'm for it. I'm for it. Shoot, you wait till it's full self-driving. I'll be getting in there going dead to sleep. One time, I was coming home from Orlando. I just came in from the from a vacation of Puerto Rico, and I love Puerto Rico. I love the island. So I just came in from Puerto Rico, and it was late. I was tired, man. Got in. It must have been about 1:00 in Orlando. For people who don't know, that's viewing, Orlando is roughly 80, 90 miles to my house. Roughly a couple hours, right? An hour and a half or so. That's driving
like 4.
90 miles? No, that's with no traffic. That's not with the Disney traffic or anything like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I got in the car and I put on, the autopilot. I went dead. I went dead to sleep. I went dead to sleep.
You're wrong for that. I almost did it too. Don't get me wrong. I almost did it too. But
where were you coming from?
I was coming from Miami. And I was
that's a straight. That's just all straight, basically. You take what 75, then 90, then Alligator Alley, and you're it's pretty much 2 turns.
Yeah, that's true. Not all the time though, because they'll redirect you to like a different charging station, so it don't really be the same route, but it's close to it.
So this particular one that we're looking at has 405 miles per charge. That's not driving real speed. I mean, that's driving, that's not going 100 miles an hour. I'm sorry, I don't speed, so that's not going whatever the speed limit is. In fact, that is going the speed limit. But when I'm in that bad boy. So tell me about the charging stations. A lot of people don't know, think that you have to be, you have to complete your trip on that one charge. Is that not the case?
No, that's not the case. No.
What happens? What happens when you have a range of 300 miles and you have to go 600 miles or 500 miles? What happens?
Well, don't get me wrong. It'll do the 300 miles. But by the time it'll give you an alarm by the time you reach like at least 25% or 25 more miles, by then it'll direct you to a supercharger.
What's a supercharger?
Supercharger basically it's like a fast charger to your car. And once you plug it up, just give it about 15 minutes, probably less than that, and your car will be fully back charged, ready to go on the trip.
So it tells you how much charge you have, and it directs you to where you need to charge it up?
Yes.
And how long that charge normally takes?
10 to 15 minutes. Not long.
So it'll direct you to the nearest supercharger. You charge up 10 to 15 minutes or so, and then, it tells you you're ready to go.
Yes. And also, it'll tell you, like, it'll say if you know you're not gonna make it, it'll set a stop. Like, and it'll let you know, like, it'll direct you to the charger without you even asking.
Okay.
So
you charge up and continue on.
And it's cheap too. It's cheap. It's like the most you're gonna spend is like $17.
Well, compared to gas prices, that's super cheap.
Well, it's electric.
So that's the advantage of Elon Musk. Now, here's the thing that I want us to consider. Sure, he's down 200 billion. He's down to his last 167 billion. He's really struggling with that last 167 billion dollars. But what happens when in 2023 Tesla puts out that full self-driving car? The car that you get in and say, take me to work, and you go to sleep. That's what I'm waiting on. Because I will surely do it. I'll do it.
Nah, not me.
I will do it. I will hop in the car. At the first time when I had my Tesla, and I got to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you, Daryl. When I had my Tesla, when I first got it, and I did the autopilot, I was still kind of, because it would take the turns faster than I would normally take the turn, right?
Right.
So I would, when I was going up to a turn, it was kind of, and I'll grab the wheel and I'll do through the turn, and then now, Daryl, shoot. Like I said, I was coming back from Puerto Rico. Daryl, I think I may have seen that road. It was an hour and 30-minute drive. Okay. I may have seen that road 10 minutes. I may have seen that road 10 minutes. I was dead out. I was like, I was dead. I wake up, my car was still on the road. I went back to sleep. I do not recommend that anyone do that. Okay, that was dangerous. You should not do anything like that ever. That is dangerous. There, I was dead asleep. I was dead. I woke up. I guess I remember getting on the I-4 to come back. Right.
Right.
I remember that. So maybe from the airport to I-4, I guess it may have been more than 10 minutes, 20 minutes. The airport to I-4, and then from I-4, I took the, I don't remember much of I-4, and then I woke up when I was 10 minutes away from the house. That's when I woke up. I kind of drove to the house.
So you went that whole entire time.
I went that whole time, Daryl. I went the whole time, and that I'm not proud of that. That's not my best moment. That's not something that I want you guys to do. But I went that whole time, and that is something that is the um that history is not something that Mercedes and some of these other new car makers have. You know, they they just don't have that track record. Now they may be able to do it. You know, they may be able to do it, but Tesla has you know 5, 6, 7 year jump on these guys. You know, as far as the brains of of the car, that artificial intelligence that they're putting into the car, so that they can put out a full self driving mode, and that people like myself, yeah, we're going to be skeptical in the interim, you know, in the beginning of it, but then toward the end, or once we realize that we're not going to die, shoot, I will be the first one getting in the car, say, take me to work, wake me when I get there. I'll be the first one. I'll
See,
be.
I'm not that type of person. I like driving personally,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not that type of person. I wouldn't. Nah, go ahead. No, nah.
Mm. You know what? Have you ever seen that movie by Will Smith called I, Robot?
Yes, yes.
You
Great
know
movie.
that we're
Great
getting
movie.
really, really, really close to that. Think about it. They had fully self-driving cars. They have AI robots. We have those robots now. You know, they're not as smart as the ones that are in iRobot. They're not as smart, but they have them. They have. Um, if you look at that, look at where we are now. Now I'm old. I'm old. I'm not going to be around for full. I may not be around for full AI integration, but you will. You will. Think about how close we are to that world.
I feel like we're very close because Japan not only has already have flying cars,
Well,
so they've
in
been
our
working
robot,
on this since
was the car,
2019.
did the cars fly in that movie? I don't remember the cars being fly. I remember the cars went under, but I don't remember them flying. Did they fly in iRobot?
I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure. Yes.
Guys in the chat, let me know. Let me know if the cars flew in iRobot. I remember there was like a passenger, a bunch of like a bus that went under the ground, and there were roads that both top and bottom, that the cars was kind of like a combination of a car and a rail, where they can go top and bottom using both sides of the road, the top and bottom of the road. So you can have one highway, there's two highways, and you have four different lanes of traffic, top and bottom. I remember that. And I remember artificial implants, which is what we absolutely have now. I remember the robots were semi-autonomous. I mean, we have now AI systems that can do just about anything, including draw. That is currently we connect to it via our computer, but they can put that into a robot. So we're not that far away, bud. We're not that far away.
Yeah. I'm very skeptical. I'm very skeptical. I seen iRobot to where the robots was attacking him when he was. Yeah, I'm very skeptical. But like I don't know. I don't know. Like if I see a family member or somebody have like a robot, I'm gonna see like I would literally like just wait for the results. If that makes sense. Like,
I would definitely do a robot. I would definitely, because I need a maid.
mm-mm.
I need a maid. And so if someone was to come up with a robot that can do the functions of a maid, clean the house, uh, do laundry, keep the house clean, do laundry, maybe do a meal or two, simple meals, maybe a steak or some fish. And I mean, I'm not talking about, having a chef, even though you would think that if you can program something, you may as well program him to be a professional chef. But let's say just rudimental stuff, clean the house, wash the dishes, vacuum, uh, do the laundry, fold the laundry, put up the laundry, uh, make me a steak, make me some fish,
Take
you
out
know,
the trash.
take out the trash. I would do, I would do it. I would absolutely do it. I would absolutely do it. And I don't think that we're that far away. I don't,
I don't know. I think it's just me. I'm
mm-hmm,
more like a OCD person. So
mm-hmm.
like if it's not right, if it's not done by me, I don't feel like it's right. I don't know what it is, but that's just me.
No, I don't care. I don't care if my clothes is folded up 100% or 80%. As long as it's clean, when I put them on my body, it's gonna stretch out of that fold, whatever fold it was. I don't care. I absolutely I would take error, you know, if you can do it 100%, right? And someone else can do it, let's say a robot can do it 80%, right? So you got a 20% difference between what you can do and a robot can do. So in practical terms, let's say, give me an example. Give me an example where you would want something to be 100%.
Mm.
It got to be right. Give me an example where something got to be right.
Oh, my food. When I eat, when I cook.
Okay. So give me a meal.
Uh Meat patties and gravy with mashed potatoes and sweet corn.
Okay, so meat patties. So if you can get that involve meat into like a flour type of thing, right? And then you fry it, because I'm not sure what a meat patty is.
Oh no. That's well yeah, that's what they call it, yes. But basically I call a meat patty just like hamburger meat. So
Okay, so a hamburger in what? With gravy? So a
yes.
smothered hamburger. Did you just
Yes,
say
hamburger meat
did
smothered
you
in
say finish the
gravy.
smothered hamburger, Daryl? Is that what you said? A meat. I want a meat
But
patty. Yeah.
it's a certain way I season it. Like everybody else can't season it
You
like
talking
how
about
I'm
a
seasoning.
seasoned hamburger?
Yeah, who don't season the hamburger?
But that's not no meat patty. That's a seasoned hamburger.
Well, when you put it in gravy, it's not a hamburger no more.
What is it? It's a meat.
Yep, beef patty with gravy. That's what it is.
All right. So if you had that meat patty, the meat patty and gravy, and let's say you wanted the meat patty to be cooked. Now, I'm not sure what the medium or well done temperature is, but let's say the well done temperature. In fact, I'm gonna look it up. Let's say the well done temperature. What is steak? All right, so the well done temperature for a steak is um it's over 145. It's not giving me. Okay, so medium well is 150 to 160. So well done is over 160. Okay, so let's say it's 165. So you want that steak or that meat patty to be 165 degrees, and you want your let's say 8 ounces of 8 ounces of gravy. Okay, let's say 10 ounces of gravy, and you want that steak to be 165 degrees, right?
All right.
And you want it to be seasoned and everything. And so, and let's say it takes you, how long it would take you to prepare that meal?
I would probably say 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, let's say it takes you 20 minutes. to prepare that. That's awful fast for a steak and gravy. So let's say it takes you 40 minutes.
All right.
Let's round it up to an hour because you got to prepare it. You got to get the sauce. You got to season the steak. You got to season everything. You got to get it out of your shell. You got to season it. Let's say like it takes you that, and it takes you doing the dishes 30 minutes. Is that fair?
Well, no, because while I cook, I do the dishes.
Okay, so let's add 10 more minutes for the cooking and dish time. So the overall, you're spending 70 minutes on that meal. That's not including the you're gonna put it over like didn't you say you were gonna have like a baked potato, a steak potato, or what was you gonna put it on?
Mashed potatoes.
Okay, so you got to prepare the mashed potatoes. So how long is it gonna take you to prepare the mashed potatoes?
By itself, yeah. About like 10, 15 minutes, yeah.
Okay, so now we add let's see, we at 70 minutes, we're 80, so we're almost at 90 minutes. So let's just round it up to everything all done on plate, because you got to take it off, you got to put it on a plate, you got to do whatever else you got to do. 90 minutes. Is that fair?
Fair.
All right. So guys in the chat, 90 minutes. So we have a 90-minute steak. I want us to do a poll. If you can have and how much do you want the robot to let's say the robot is 60,000. You know what? I'm going to see if I can find out what's the cost of an AI robot. Human robot intelligence. Let's see if we can get a cost here. They're not giving me a cost. No price. But let's say they have to make the robot affordable for people to buy. So let's say let's say the robot costs the price of a car, $60,000. Okay. Then you can finance the robot over time. So you're spending $2,000 a month on the robot. $24,000 a year, $2,000 a month.
All right.
Okay. So $24,000, $2,000 a month. Let's say you are 2,000 divided by 30 days in a month. You're spending $66.66. Let's round it up to $67 a day on that. 67. And it's 24 hours in a day. This robot can serve you 24 hours a day. You're not going to use it for 24 hours, but it is 24 hours a day. $3. $3, Daryl. Now let's say also, and that's what iRobot kind of went into. You got to think about, you're not using that robot for 3 hours, for 24 hours. So you can lend that robot out to someone else for $10 an hour or something like that. So you can actually make money off of that robot. Woo, we're getting deep here. I got 2 questions for you. And then the guys in the chat, I have 2 questions for you. One, is that slavery?
No.
Why?
Because you're not forcing the robot to do it.
You are.
Well, I mean, he doesn't know that. So technically.
But suppose they become aware. Suppose they become self-aware. Suppose they know that either through programming or through some other means, they know that, hey, I'm supposed to work a normal wage of 40 hours. I'm a robot, so maybe 80 hours a week. That still means that they're off 6 hours. And my owner is requiring me to work those 6 hours when I'm supposed to be off charging. and they jury rigged me to where I can only charge 30 minutes a day, which is barely enough to keep my core functions running. Is that slavery?
Yes, that is.
Those are things that you and your generation is going to have to deal with, because I guarantee it. They have robots now that are used for assault, that are used for special forces, that are used, pretty soon. You know how the way it goes is that they start off with special use cases, and then they figure out a way to have them do domestic stuff. If you think about everything, it started off a lot of things. It started off with the military using it, and then they adapted that technology for domestic use. So let's say the military start using these special robots. They teach the robots how to cook. They teach the robot how to protect. They already have protecting robots now. They teach the robot how to, do a lot of the domestic stuff. Like, if you think about it, if you have a squad of 100 GIs, 100 Marines out there, and you have a robot that can cook for them, don't get tired, can cook for them. The GIs, they have to wash their clothes. And so the robot you teach the robot how to wash these guys' clothes. Let's say, you have you teach them how to do certain basic medical procedures, because you come in and let's say you got a non-life threatening wound, so they know how to do that. All these are military applications. Now you expand upon their programming and you make them, they're now ready for domestic use. We're not that far away. We're not that far away.
You're right. We're not. There actually was a topic about robots. I don't know whether you've seen it, but in Houston they had a robot dog
Mm,
to I guess they were doing the raid on the house and they had the dog go in first.
right.
So I robots, I don't know, because they can easily, like, somebody can easily hack the robot, or what if one day the robot gets a mind of his own?
Mm-hmm. That's what I meant by self-aware. 1 second. I'm putting in the chat. Is it fair to force a robot to work 24 hours? So hopefully some of the guys in the chat they'll respond to that. But it really, really brings on, you guys going to have to tackle with a lot of things that probably I may not be around. If I may be, if I am around, I'm in Puerto Rico sitting on the beach. I'm not worrying about a robot. But that brings up a lot of moral issues. Will the robot be the new modern day slave? That's something for you to think about. But let's get back to Elon Musk. He's taking a hit now in 2023, January 2023. But going back to his fully self-driving cars, let's say like he goes back to the fully self-driving car. Everybody is going to want a fully self-driving car if they can get it and afford it. He's the only car company that's even close to full self-driving capabilities. And remember, that Mercedes, it was sweet. It was sweet in the inside. No lie. It was sweet in the inside. But it was as compared to a Tesla, it was a dumb car. It was like a PhD professor compared to a toddler. Well, okay, so you're in first grade. I mean, it's night and day as far as the smarts of the car, especially when the fully self-driving come out, because they had a 7-year advantage. Just think about this. The iPhone has only been around. The iPhone, I think, has been around less than 7 years. I'm not sure when it was. So compared to the base version of the iPhone, compared to the 14 that's now, night and day. Elon, the Tesla is so far ahead. So when they're coming out with full self-driving, that full self-driving capability may be on the market for 3 years, 2 years, 3 years before anyone else comes anywhere close. Any other maker comes anywhere close. It's easy to think that Elon will be well back to number one, the most wealthiest personal wealth in the world by far for a single man. It's conceivable. Now, think about this also. SpaceX is not even a public company. Suppose Elon decides he wants to make SpaceX public. I'm going to buy stock in it. He's already he's already demonstrated that he's going to the moon back and forth. Shoot, he's almost going to be on Groupon's. He's going to offer discount tickets pretty soon to get to the moon. He's trying to get to Mars. Let's say SpaceX goes public.
All right.
Let's say that we, we are in the U.S. is the leader, or fully adopt being the leader in clean energy, being the leader in solar, being the leader. He has a solar company. All this potential, and he owns the majority of this, if not all of it. I'm sure he probably is not 100. He's not 100%, but has majority shares, I would imagine. Or definitely the controlling minority. So he has so many things in place that it's hard to fathom that he's not going to be the wealthiest man in the world by far again in the next couple of years, if things go right. If you really think about it and think deep.
True.
Yes, that chip company, remember, that can put chips in your body that make you see and this and that. And we're not even talking about that. Those are the things that we know about, Daryl.
I feel like that's a bad idea.
Say again?
I feel like that's a bad idea. The chips in the head part, that's a bad idea.
Well, let's go back to iRobot. That's why I think that I'm gonna look at that movie again. Remember Will Smith? He had a robotic arm. Remember?
Yeah, he did.
How did he control that robotic arm? By having implants in his real body.
Yeah, but it's different from having a chip. With all your banking information and everything. And what if something goes wrong with the procedure? What if you're one of the people, person that isn't able to get a chip? Or
So you wouldn't get chipped?
no.
If someone come along and say, Daryl, you have an iPhone, and we constantly updating the iPhone, and you like music, and so if you put this chip in you, you can always have all the data that you want. You never run out of data. You can upload unlimited music. You don't have to worry about that anymore. You can do whatever you want to do. And on top of that, it'll give you all of the information that you need to do anything you want to do at a professional level, including picking up girls, playing music, playing sports. You go on the basketball court, you never miss. It'll reduce the pain receptors so you can dunk. You can dunk on without worrying about, feeling the pain, your knees hurting and stuff like that. It can regulate your body temperature so you're not never cold, you're never hot, you're always at the perfect temperature. All we got to do is stick this little chip in you.
See, it sounds like to me they're trying to make us the AI robot. No.
Okay, let me give you another scenario. You're blind, or you're losing your sight, and you put this chip in. Now your sight is restored.
Mm.
What
That's
about this
different.
third one? This
That's
fourth one?
different. What are the side effects
What
from
about the
that
fourth
happening?
one? You love your parents. I love my mom. I love my dad. You put this chip in them, you get 10 more years. It regulates everything it needs to regulate to give them 10 more years. What about then? Is it worth it? Guys in the chat,
No.
give me a 1 if it's worth it. If you would chip up your parents to get 10 more years, or 2, it's not worth it. Let me know what you think. What do you
No.
think, Daryl?
It's not worth it. No. Now it'll be worth it if that was their choice and if they wanted to do that, but no. Everybody has their own clock, their own time. So, if it's your time, it's your time. That's it. There's no extension, there's no nah. They
Okay.
shouldn't there shouldn't be no extension. Like that's no.
Okay. All right, let's talk about current technology then. They have ventilator systems that keep people alive. They have and so your parents, you put them on the a computer or a system that breathes for them, keep their heart going in, pumping. And you have pacemakers that people put in currently. You have machines that help the dialysis machines that you can implant to make sure your blood is filtered correctly. You have those things that people put in their body right now. What's the difference?
The difference is it's not a chip.
It's a computer.
But think about it. Think about it. Okay.
You don't think that if someone puts a pacemaker in to regulate your heart, that they don't have chips in it?
I mean, it does have chips in it, of course, but pacemaker, nah.
So,
At least it's something to where it can only control basically function, off of your heart. It don't function off of your mind.
well, the pacemakers. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because the pacemakers currently, they have a battery in there, and every so often or every few years, I'm not sure how long it is, they have to replace that battery. So they have to open you back up and put another battery in the pacemaker and then close you back up. Now, there is one which is, problematic, because by the time you heal from that first surgery,
It's gonna return
you're
for the
getting
second.
opened back up, So they have a at USF, actually. They have a group there in Moffat that they figured out a way to, how turbo energy is, the water energy, where it the dam hits the water, the wheel, and it turns the wheel
Yeah.
and then produce energy, right?
Right.
In some cases, enough electricity to run a town, etc. Well, they figured out a way to have a little miniature wheel that could be your blood flow will turn, and it will produce energy to recharge your pacemaker so that you will never need to be opened back up to recharge it, to put in a new battery. And it's not available now. They started out with a wheel. I seen a video of them talking about it. They started out with a wheel that's roughly about this big, and then now they're shrinking, and they figured out a way to shrink it, make small, to where eventually it's going to be small enough and produce that your blood flow could produce enough energy to recharge your pacemaker so that you never get opened up. Is that something that would be acceptable in your eyes?
What if your blood flow slows down?
You did. But what if the battery that you had in your pacemaker dies on you unexpectedly and you can't get to the hospital from them to cut you open?
It's your time.
Mm.
Clock. It's your time. Clock ran out. But no, I don't on that one. I don't know. I don't have a comment on that one.
Those are things that you guys are going to have to worry about. You know, you're going to be living. How old are you now? You're in your 20s, right?
Yes.
So if you may live 60 more years, definitely 40 more years of quality life. You keep yourself in shape, you probably got, like I said, 60 more years or more in front of you. You would think that medical advances would keep you alive a little bit longer too. These are issues that your generation will probably have to figure out. I may still be around 60 years from now, but I'm going to be on the beach somewhere. I'm going to give it to the kids. So that's something to think about. All I got to worry about is, do I want a fully self-driving car? And absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely want a fully self-driving car. And I know that Elon is going to come through. The guy, yeah, he acts, he's kind of, Elon's crazy like a fox. He'd probably be entertaining himself at our expense. Elon be tripping. Like, yeah. Okay, I lost 200 billion. Okay. Let's face it, after the first 10 billion, what more do you need? So yeah. If you were to guess if Elon would become, let's make a prediction at the end of this year, 2023, do you think that Elon would be still number 2, the richest man in the world, or will he ascend to the number 1 position? As my man Tate would say, the top G position. Shout out to Andy.
He doesn't lose another 200 billion.
Well, if he loses another 200, I'm sorry, you say what? Say it again.
I said if he doesn't lose another 200 billion, right? Yeah, billion.
If he lose another 200 billion, oh boy, he's gonna be working for me. He's gonna be dead broke. He only got 167 billion left. I should say only 167 billion. That's crazy to put only in front of that.
Now this year,
you can't
if he keeps it with Twitter,
you can't be sitting on no fence on this. This is a binary question. Yes, he's going to be the richest man in the world at the end of 2023, or no, he's not. What's it going to be?
I feel like yes, because Tesla has been striving since 2000, what, 1917? I think they started in like 2018, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's been around a lot longer, but they introduced the new Model 3 that really was a car that was affordable, and affordable in air quotes because it's still kind of an expensive car, but it really was a car that people that are not the uber rich could buy. The normal, middle class person could buy. So that's when it really became um, viable for everyone. They've had the Roadster was the Tesla Roadster was out well before then, but it was a $200,000 car. So, but yeah, so let's say it became crazy popular fairly recently. So you think that he's going to be the richest man in the world in 2023, some point in 2023. By the time we get to 2024 and we have this conversation again, he will be number one top dog.
Yes.
I agree. I agree. And old boy is going to be laughing right at everybody who all of his haters. All of his haters is going to be yeah. And I think that he'd be over 300 billion. Not only will he make his 200 billion back, or most of that 200 billion back, he's going to be well over, by many billions, over the number 2 guy. Because when that self-driving comes out, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. And Tesla stock shoot back up because they're the only one that has it, as well as you have they've gotten better battery tech. They've made the car better, and they're catching up with the design too. And they just have too much of a head start. So thank you for hanging out with me, Daryl.
Yeah,
I know
me.
that, it's we talked about a lot of things here that is Elon Musk related. I appreciate you. You always welcome to come back and talk about some more stuff. But as I tell everyone here, stay grinding.